Okay, on to the trial. I think this is going to be the last part of this. At least I hope. This has been a really long, just overall course. It's been good though. I think I have enough information though. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Today will be the final day of this trial. I hope both the prosecution and the defense will be able to present decisive evidence. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement. In yesterday's session, the defense presented us with a new theory for this case. He claims that the scene of the crime was, in fact, Studio 2. Today, I will call on people present in Studio 2 the Studio 2 trailer that day. From their testimonies, the truth will become clear. Very well. Edgeworth seems a bit on edge today. I don't think Edgeworth has enough evidence to put Will Power in jail at this point. You may call the first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls Miss D. Vasquez to the stand. Miss D. Vasquez is a producer who was present at Studio 2, in the Studio 2 trailer that day. Will the witness state her name and occupation? D. Vasquez, I'm a producer for Global Studios. On the day of the murder, you were in the trailer in Studio 2. As everyone here knows, yes? I dislike needless banter. If you must pontificate, do it when I'm not here. Very well, Miss Vasquez. Please give the court your testimony concerning the day of the murder. Nick, I know she did it. Make her pay. Right. If she's guilty, I'll catch her with the pants down, so to speak. Oh god, Phoenix. The day of the murder. Testimony. I entered the trailer, a little before noon. The meeting began at 12 sharp and ended at 4. There was a to-be rehearsal afterward, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks at the front on the table in the front of the trailer. We found Jackhammer's body later when we went to Studio 1. That's all. I have a question about one part of your testimony. You were fatigued, so you had Sal take you? The van. There's a van at Studio 2. I didn't take me in that. I thought it might be risky to walk, what with the monkey's head toppling over. Van added to court record. I see. Very well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. Nick, this is the final battle. Nick, let's do it. Cross-examination, the day of the murder. Let's see, so... trailer, a little before noon. Okay, so thinking back on the evidence I have, connecting it all. Ended at 4. Yep, that sounds. Sound it. Uh, 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the room. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. We already know. The judge pretty much pressed on that himself. 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. Well, Nick, find anything? I kinda wish she'd said a little more. It's hard. I think she's pretty used to being the boss. But I'm sure you'll find some kind of contradiction in what she said somewhere. I entered the trailer a little before noon. Meeting began at 12 sharp and ended at 4. I'm gonna... hold it. Did no one leave during the meeting? No one. Come on, let's talk a bit more about that. The witness did not come here to engage in idle conversation. Stop interrupting the testimony. Same could be said to you, Mr. Edgeworth. Please, stop banging on your little desk. It hurts my ears. That was very worth it. I kind of want to press on more stuff now. Uh, a little before noon. By yourself? Yes. And you didn't stop at the employee area? No. Are you always this terse? Yes. Oh dear. Okay, total 4. Okay, I feel like I'm about to present something here. So, we have the stakes. There's still that fact that if I think about anything that happened in Studio 2 that's relating to this, there was... I still don't know what Maya was talking about when she said the food looked suspicious or something like that. At least when I looked at it in Studio 2, in front of Studio 2. I still don't know what that was about, technically. And I also don't know... how she would have done the murder. I mean, she could probably have used the samurai spear. I don't actually know. She does have the mafia or whatever behind her, though. There's a couple questions I have right now. Rehearsal Studio 1 went afterward. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. 2:30, we took a 15-minute break. And what were you doing during that time? Don't hit your desk. It irritates me. Yeah, Mr. Wright. Oops. It was a 15-minute break. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks in front on the table in front of the trailer. Do you have someone who can verify this? Sal? No, I mean someone else. One person is enough. If she committed murder during that break, she wouldn't have had time to eat a T-bone steak. If I had some evidence that proves she didn't eat that steak. Well, Nick, find anything? I kind of wish she said a little more. Wait, so he said a lot about that. So, is this connecting to the suspicious food? I'm thinking. I'm trying to remember what the food on that table was like. So, she needed enough time to commit the murder, within a 15-minute break. Something that would have changed. She didn't want to have had enough time to eat a T-bone steak, so... Did she not eat a T-bone steak? I pressed on it though, so we need evidence. Do I have a picture over there? No, I don't have a picture from the food. I wish I could have taken one. I'm trying to remember. Was there something different about the food on that table? I'm vaguely remembering it. Possibly there was... Okay, so that's what the steak plate looked like. Okay, I do remember the plates being different. So... Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the trailer. How can I prove her wrong from eating the steak? That she didn't eat steak then? I would have to present her plate. Or I don't have any evidence on her plate though. Do I have to show them? What is showing them this gonna do? No, it can't be. I don't want to mess this up. I was doing so good last time. Maybe there was... Your plate was different than this. Yeah. Ha, as I thought. You claim you ate T-bone steak, but I say you did not. What's this now, Mr. Wright? Look at this. It's a plate. The plate was on the table in the employee room. As you can see, a large bone has been left behind. Okay, so yeah, basically presenting the bone, not the plate. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Mr. Wright, I need to remind you, it was a T-bone steak. Exactly my point. Remember, if you will, Miss Squeeze and Mr. Manila ate at a table outside the trailer. Oh, yeah, that's what I remember. It looked different. The plates were completely clean. And, yeah, they just looked different in general. So that's what was suspicious about it. Okay. It's cluing together a little bit. Yeah, there were no bones left on the plate. The plates were bare. Miss Squeeze? Tell me, how can a person eat a T-bone steak and not leave the bone? I think I know how. Well, you didn't eat the steak then. You didn't eat any steak during that break. You took your steak and threw it somewhere. Like that incinerator. Well, I wouldn't have guessed the incinerator, but yeah, I was just gonna say they ate something different. But, okay, yeah, I see. Then what was Miss Squeeze doing during her break? Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? She was picking on Salmonella. Obviously. No, meeting the Steel Samurai. I have to try to get her friend and in the, you know, make her seem suspicious. She was meeting with the Steel Samurai. Order? Are you saying? Yes, Your Honor. Miss Squeeze left the trailer to eat her steak. She ran into the Steel Samurai, and then you did it. You killed him with your own hands. Mr. Wright, isn't that a little presumptuous? What kind of stunt are you trying to pull, Wright? Let him claim what he wants. You say I did it? Yes. Fascinating. And here I was worrying that today would be as boring as all the rest. Very well. Let us have a battle of wits, you and I. Any day, Visqueeze. Good luck, Nick. I can't really do anything. I'm useless here in the back row. Let's see. What was that murder weapon again? Oh, yes. The samurai spear. Yes. I am, as you can see, a woman of petite stature. How could I possibly use a heavy spear as a weapon? Ooh. Yeah, she can't. I was thinking that earlier. She can't use the spear. Unless she used the fence again. Maybe the fence. And then she blamed it on the spear so that she wouldn't be seen as the person who did the murder, committed the murder. So she possibly could have used the fence again, although wouldn't the fence be bent again? Or did it not bend? Yeah, wouldn't there be more areas on the fence bent then? So yeah, you couldn't, and saying I don't know, well, truly, I don't know, but that does not seem like a very decisive case. You couldn't, could you? I think it would have a great deal of difficulty using that as the weapon. Pretty much anyone would. So maybe it wasn't the murder weapon, huh? You see? Yes. However, that has no bearing on this case. Meaning, the Steel Samurai Spear was not the murder weapon. What? It wasn't. It might have been the fence. What's the meaning of this? The spear was found lying next to the victim's body. That doesn't mean it was the weapon, though. I have your proof, Your Honor. I can prove that the Steel Samurai was not used as the murder weapon, and probably because it was broken, too. So yeah, it was, I present it was broken then. Because you wouldn't even be able to use that as a weapon if it was broken, in general. Or do I want to present the 5-year-old photo and say that is what killed Okay, no, first I want to prove... Okay, so I can prove that the Steel Samurai Spear was not the murder weapon first. So it's either I can prove it's broken or show the 5-year-old photo and show that that could have been the murder. Uh, I really want to prove that it's broken. I'm just gonna put it out there. It's broken. I present my proof. The so-called murder weapon. But that is the murder weapon. Not so fast. Remember that this spear broke during the morning action scene run-through, but someone fixed the spear. It was the security lady. She fixed it with duct tape. Now tell me, how is it possible for someone to stab a man who is wearing a thick costume with this through the chest? There you go. It's, you know, yeah, I've been wondering that for a while. I didn't, that's why I was suspicious about the fence being used as a murder. Or, since I first saw it. Order. Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? Think about what you're... Silence. I'm the one testifying here, and I will be heard. Oh, poor Edgeworth. Are you quite sane? Are you even aware of what you're saying? If the Steel Samurai Spear, if the Samurai Spear was not the murder weapon, then pray tell what was. How was Hammer killed? Well, Mr. Wright, can you tell us what the weapon was used to kill Mr. Hammer? I can tell you. Would I make a claim like that if I wasn't able to tell you what the weapon was? I'm afraid your confidence can sometimes be unfounded, Mr. Wright. Very well, let's see this murder weapon then. Yeah, the 5-year-old photo. The fence was the murder. The fence is like, you know, the fence... Yes, the fence was murder. Or something like that. The fence is the weapon. Very well. She... that's the only possible way she could have killed him. Unless she used her mafia, but I don't really have evidence to prove she used her mafia. And they have guns, I'm fairly sure, not spears. Look at this photo. What is this? Why, that's Jack Hammer standing on top of the stairs. Order. If I cannot have order, this trial will be suspended. Mr. Wright, what is this all about? This photograph is from 5 years ago. There was an unfortunate accident at Global Studios. This is a photo of that very accident. Not a word of this was leaked to the outside. This is a close-kept secret at the studios. What does this have to do with the current case? Mr. Edgeworth, you still can't see it. I see a fallen man in this photo. See how the fence post pierced him through the chest? What are you saying? Yes. What happened 5 years ago? Has happened again. Mr. Wright, continue. It's 2:30 p.m. on the day of the murder. Miss Diva Squeeze meets Jack Hammer outside of the Studio 2 trailer, and then she did it. She pushed Mr. Hammer off the. She pushed Mr. Hammer off the stairs onto the fence, just like Mr. Hammer had done 5 years ago. Though whether she did it on purpose or by accident, I cannot say. In other words, the victim, Mr. Hammer, he died in the same way that he caused another man to die? 5 years ago? Precisely. Ironic, isn't it? Oh, very creative, Mr. Wright. I could use a man like you with all my script writing staff. You deny what I say is true? Mr. Wright, let's say for the sake of the argument that Mr. Hammer died at the trailer, as you say. Yet the body was found at Studio 1, was it not? And in the evil magistrate's costume, no less. Okay, I'm gonna pause this and then continue on